Hello everyone, happy summer. I'm outside doing some plein air painting in gouache and watercolor. And I have my setup here. I have a Yugo pochade box, some gouache watercolor, and some fluid watercolor paper. This is the 100% pulp, not the cotton one. And it does just fine for plein air painting when I use both gouache and watercolor. Now, this video is sped up a little bit, but I am going pretty quickly here because I'm just trying to get the sketch in and get the colors in before everything dries up and the light changes. I like to stick to a very simple subject matter because I'm just doing a warm-up right now. I'm trying to get myself acclimated to what I'm looking at and just going in there and stretching your muscle. And here I do a wet on wet technique. I just douse the canvas in water, and then I also spray it down to keep that moisture and keep that watercolor spreading throughout the whole piece. Sometimes I don't even mix things in my palette. I just bring the colors in to get that, that random grass texture. And I'm doing something pretty simple here. It's just a tree trunk, some dirt and some grass, and whatever the background is. I don't really want to concentrate on anything too complicated because it'll just be so distracting that you feel super overwhelmed and you don't want to get anything done. So you gotta sometimes you have to have a quick win. Here I'm going in with the Richardson 3/4 inch flat. It's a little bit difficult for me to find travel brushes that go into the little metal sleeve. I haven't found a company that makes a 3/4 inch. So if anybody knows of one out there, please let me know. I think they're a great brush to start off with when you want to cover a lot of space. And they're pretty versatile. You can hit at it with a corner. You can move it about and make it really bushy. It's just a great brush. Here I'm going in with some dark colors. I like to hit the paint up with really dark colors, really saturated colors, and kind of just go all over the place just so I can fill in the space and kind of kill the white of the paper. Right, moving on to the next one. This was a very large tree that was kind of by itself in the middle of the field. And it's got this huge canopy and it's setting down this huge shadow, which if you were to take a photo of this, the shadow would be completely black and all the colors would be washed out and you would have no real dynamic range of color in it. But because you are the artist and you're physically there looking at this, you can see the variation of color in those shadows. And that's the fun part. You get to decide what to keep and what to take away. And the best thing about that is that a camera can take an accurate photograph of the thing that you're looking at, but it cannot depict the colors accurately. It's just the way the camera's made and the way we perceive the world. We have two eyes. We have a bigger lens of color that we can intake into our eyes, so we see so much variation. And that's the point of basically being there in person versus studying from a photograph, where you could see those variation in blues and purples and warm tones that you don't get to see in a photograph. Even the best photograph will not show you those colors. And that's the cool thing about painting, is that you get to see and put those things in there that you see in real life that you can't capture otherwise. And you as the artist get to decide what gets to stay and what gets to go. You can highlight the shadow more than you do the part of the tree that is being illuminated by the sun. And here everything's dripping into itself, but because we're dealing with gouache, you can just sweep that away and it'll be gone. So here I'm still using the 3/4 inch brush, and I will occasionally move on to the Da Vinci Casaneo, I think is what it's called. It's kind of like a dagger brush. And oftentimes you'll see me kind of beat up the brush and have it make a different pattern or be really bushy. And I used to not like beating up my brush a lot. And I know a lot of people want to preserve their brushes as much as they can. And when they get messed up, it's always by accident and they feel kind of sad about it. I'm here to tell you, beat up your brush. You need your brush to do what you want it to do. If you needed to make foliage and smash it up a bit, if you need to get that corner in and kind of dig into the paper with your brush getting all grungy, do it. Because the focus here is to make the image what you want it to be. And your brushes typically will bounce back. You don't want to get too precious about your brushes. You know, you can always buy another brush, obviously, if you have like a sable or something like that. You might want to take care of it a bit more, but your sable is also made to last a very long time. So don't be scared to use it. So here I'm putting in the, I guess, finishing touches. None of this is perfect. It's just a study. And I'm pretty bad at plein air, so you get to see all the lovely mistakes, and hopefully I'll get better. I haven't been out to plein air paint since, but I'm gonna make a big effort to do so in the summer. And here we go, that's the final thing, and there's the real life tree, giant and cartoony. There's my setup. I can go over my setup in another episode, but that's the end of that lovely hot summer plein air painting. And no video is complete without the removal of the tape. And I had a lot of paper come up, but that's probably because I had the tape on there for a very long time. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this plein air painting failure or success. I mean, it really depends on how you see it. I think it was pretty good. I hope you can get out there and do some plein air painting of your own and have fun. Happy summer, guys. Bye.